For asset generating returns, the mathematical expression using cash and carry model is given below, where SO is the current spot price, FO, T is the current future price for delivery of the product at time T. R is the cost to carry and Q is the expected return during holding period T. Here we can see that one of the major difference is that securities like equity or bond have inflows like dividend or interest during the holding period, which are adjusted in the futures price by deducting it from the cost of carry. Time, which is denoted by T, is expressed in terms of years. Calculate the future price of the asset generating returns, where spot price of the index is rupees 10,000, 4% is the annual return, and the cost of financing is 12%. The cost of financing to buy futures index is 12%, and the security will also give a return of 4%, which will eventually bring down the cost. We will consider the net effect of the same, which is 12% minus 4%, or 0.12 minus 0.04. Replacing figures in the formula, we get futures price as 10,191 rupees and 58 paisa. Like we discussed in our earlier slide, if the futures price is equal to the calculated futures price, then there will be no opportunity of arbitrage. Otherwise, there is cash and carry arbitrage or reverse cash and carry arbitrage opportunity. Cost components of future transactions like margin, transaction costs, commissions, taxes, etc. create distortions and take markets away from the equilibrium. It creates a non-arbitrage bound in the market. And if the futures price is within that range, arbitrage will not take place. For arbitrage to take place, futures price should fall beyond the non-arbitrage bound in either directions. For markets to be efficient, different costs of operating in the market should be as low as possible. Lower costs will narrow down the non-arbitrage bound, which in turn would ensure efficient price alignment across the markets. Cash and carry model assumes that there is an abundance of supply of the underlying asset in the cash market, and the supply is not impacted by seasonal demand. Holding of an asset is easy and can be sold at ease. One can lend and borrow at the same rate. Other assumptions are no transaction cost, no tax, and margin requirements. Convenience yield is said to be the additional advantage that an investor may derive from holding the commodity, rather than a futures position in the same underlying asset. This is applicable for a consumption asset. Holders of consumption assets may obtain some benefit from physically holding the asset as inventory. It ensures continuity in production process or may generate profit from temporary shortages before maturity date of equivalent futures contract. Let us understand convenience yield with an example. Suppose floods affect farm output in a particular season, which will result in price rise of food grains. In such a situation, the future price of the grains will be less than the holder of the grains, as the holder can sell the grains at a higher price during the time of shortage. However, the convenience yield cannot be calculated directly and has only an implied value and depends on the probability of future events.